This is crime. They're festering and supporting other forms of addiction, other forms of illegal acts, and the cycle starts again. I want to make it very clear. I don't agree with the government that often, but let me just tell you this. Clearly in Quebec, clearly in Canada, the world of gambling and gaming is terribly scrutinized to the nth degree. Why? Because the government knows it's such a massive industry and such a massive way of bringing in revenue. So the gambling itself is not crime, and the gambling itself is kosher. And it's watched. But it's all the things associated with gambling. There are dealers, pit bosses, employees of the casino that are bribed. I'm not insinuating anything, and I'm not pointing fingers to any specific casino in Quebec and or the rest of the province, or in any state for that matter. But it does happen. I know of people who were casino employees, formerly, because invariably they all get caught, and they're part of the world of crime. And to me, it's just a whole new industry for the people who want to live their life on the wrong side of the fence to make money and take money from people who are incredibly vulnerable, which I think, no pun intended, is a crime. It really is. And that's why it's another reason why gambling, not only should it not be run by the government, but it should be curtailed. Look, they put man on the moon. They find oil 5,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. They have ways to monitor people who gamble. And they have ways to monitor people who gamble too much. Look, it's not complicated. Any person that would sit at a blackjack table and see somebody next to them, and I don't want to typify, be a racist, nothing like that. I want to be a realist. When you see a kid, 20, 25 years old, sitting next to you, jeans, t-shirt, whatever, and he's pulling out the $100 bills like you pull out Kleenex from your purse, don't you think something might be wrong? Do you not think that the government has a duty to ask questions, to wonder? I can't tell you how often I myself have seen people sitting at a blackjack table, or in the casino at large anyway, and peel off money, literally, like it was coinage, not dollar bills. I'd like to know where the money comes from. Don't you think the government has a right to ask? Don't you think the government, who, as I said in a few episodes before today's, their job is to socially be responsible and ask questions and be our so-called guardian angels, don't you think that when you see a young person, or anybody for that matter, peel off $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 at a casino, don't you think that should be a red flag? A light red flag? An orange flag? Something? I mean, if the average salary in Canada is what, $40,000, $45,000 a year, and then of course after taxes it becomes in the low 30s, depending if you're married or you have kids or what have you, how could somebody who brings home net in their pocket $2,000, $3,000 a month go to the casino and lose $5, $10, $8, $7, whatever, $1,000, and nobody asks a question. That is a crime. And that's what gets me angry, and that's what I think is wrong. There are ways. In Europe, in some Scandinavian countries, they have ways. They monitor you. I think it's horrific. I think our politicians should be lobbied. I think this issue should be pushed because it is a travesty of justice of what's going on, and see people lose their money in such a horrific way. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching The Winning Hand. And remember again, as I try and end the show every week with saying, it's not how often you fall, it's how often you pick yourself up. There are ways to get out of this mess. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Have a good week.